Carrots and youth, myth or real effect? What if I told you that carrots are not side dish? What is this, one of the most powerful natural anti-aging agents that people used long before the word existed? Antioxidant. Regular carrots, the kind you have in your refrigerator right now. And here's what's interesting. Japanese women knew about this, has been the case for a long time. Not in theory, but in practice. Today I will tell you what exactly they did, why it works, and how you can use it already with this week's. But first, one important paradox. We are used to thinking about skin as something external. I smeared something on it, it got better at story. If you didn't apply something, it's worse. All the cosmetics industry is built precisely based on this logic. Cream, serum, mask from the outside in. But the skin is structured differently. She doesn't take nutrition from outside, she receives it from within through the blood-in. What in carrots affects skin and aging? Metabolism, through what you eat every day. The cream can moisturize surface, but restore the structure skin. Its elasticity, density, moisture retention capacity can only what gets inside. It sounds simple, but most people spend money on cosmetics, and almost nothing thinks about what's on the plate. Japanese women have always thought about this. In Japan there is a concept called biha. Literally it means, can be translated as beauty of the skin, but in Japanese culture, this is not cosmetic procedure. It is a way of life in which food comes first. And carrots, one of the key products in this system. Why carrots now? I'll explain, but first you need to understand that after 50 years, the skin changes not because that the time has come, she changes accordingly. Very specific biological reasons. And if you understand these reasons, you can influence them. First, collagen production slows down. Collagen is a protein that holds skin elastic and dense. By the age of 60, the skin produces about half as much of it than in youth. Secondly, it intensifies oxidative stress. This is when free radicals, aggressive molecules that are formed in the body under the influence of sun, stress, poor quality food, they begin literally destroy skin cells faster than the body has time to restore them. Third, cell renewal slows down. Beta-carotene and cell protection youthful skin is completely renewed in about 28 days. After 50, this process stretches to 45, and sometimes even 60 days. The skin becomes dull, uneven in tone 3 process. 3 points of vulnerability. And here this is where the fun begins, because carrots, or rather that substance, which makes it orange, works in all 3 directions at once. Let's start with the numbers because they speak volumes for themselves. Japan ranks first in the world in life expectancy. Japanese women live on average up to 87 years. But it's not just about duration, it's about as. Japanese women age differently. Their skin stays denser, more even, more alive, longer than women in most other countries. Scientists are studying formation. This phenomenon has been going on for decades. And here's what they found out. It's not about genetics. It is important to emphasize separately. When Japanese women are moving to other countries and switch to local diet, their skin begins to age local scenario, faster, more noticeable. Research on Japanese diasporas in the United States and their countries. This was confirmed to Europe. Genetics has almost nothing to do with it. It's lifestyle and food. Japanese traditional the diet is fish, seaweed, fermented foods, green tea, antioxidants, and slowing down age-related changes soy. All this is well known, but there is something that is talked about much less often. Carrots are present in Japanese cuisine, almost daily, not as a permanent ingredient. It's included in the camper, traditional stewed dish with root vegetables. It's found in namasu, a pickled salad, which is served on the New Year's table and considered a dish of health and longevity. It is added to miso soup, to rice, marinades. Japanese nutritionists have long noticed this attention. And here's what they showed. Research. Among the products that are most consistently present in the diet Japanese centenarians, carrots are in the top 5. Why? Carrots are one of the richest natural sources of beta-carotene. It's the pigment that gives it its orange color, but its role in the body incomparable in more ways than just color vegetables. When beta-carotene enters the body, it turns into vitamin A, more precisely in its active form, retinol. And here many will say, retinol is the same thing they add to expensive creams against wrinkles. Absolutely right, only there is a fundamental difference. Retinol in the cream acts on surface. Retinol, which is formed inside of beta-carotene, works at the cellular level from the inside. It is involved in regulation of cellular renewal, helps maintain normal collagen production, protects cellular membranes from destruction, but that's not yet a mind. That's it. Beta-carotene itself is powerful antioxidant, even before it turns into a vitamination. Effects on skin, vision, and immunity. It neutralizes free radicals. Remember the 3 points of vulnerability that did I mention? Oxidative stress is the second one. Beta-carotene works right here. It fits in cell membranes and literally intercepts aggressive molecules before they can do any harm. There is another property that is especially important for those who spend time on sun. Regular use beta-carotene increases natural skin protection from ultraviolet radiation. Radiation does not replace sunscreen cream. It is important to understand, but it creates additional protective layer from the inside. The skin becomes less susceptible to photoaging, the very process which causes pigment spots, dryness, and premature wrinkles. Japanese women live in a country with high solar activity, and at the same time their skin suffers from photoaging is significantly less than one would expect. Now you understand why. But here's what's interesting, and that's exactly what most people are talking about. People don't know. Beta-carotene from carrots, it is not as easy to digest as in trains. It seems, there is one condition without which most of this substance will pass through the body in transit. And Japanese women, consciously or not, this is a condition always observed. So the condition without which beta-carotene carrots are almost not digestible, this is fat. Beta-carotene is fat-soluble substance. This means that without fat in the same when you eat food, it is simply not absorbed blood. They ate raw carrots without nothing, we received about 10 to 20% of possible. Added a spoon of vegetable oil, carrots, and hormonal balanced sour cream, eaten with fish or nuts, assimilation increases by 3 to 5 times. That's why Korean carrot the salad with all its oil and spices is not That's why Japanese tempura, carrots, stewed with sesame oil, works exactly as it should be. And now the second one, a moment that few people know. Thermal processing of carrots, boiling, stewing, baking, does not destroy beta-carotene, it releases it. Carrot cell walls when heated soften, and beta-carotene becomes more accessible for assimilation. Therefore boiled or stewed carrots with fat, this is the best option. Raw carrots too are. It's healthy. It has more vitamin C and some enzymes, but if the goal is precisely beta-carotene and skin support, light heat treatment plus fat will give best result. Now about collagen. Here's carrots, works in unexpected ways. Itself, carrots do not contain collagen, but they contain silicon, a mineral that participates in the synthesis of collagen fibers, and vitamin C, without which collagen cannot form normally at all. The body does not produce collagen from nothing. He needs construction materials. Carrots provide some of these materials. That is why carrots in combination with foods rich in vitamin C, how to eat carrots correctly for effect sweet pepper, rose hips, pickled cabbage, works better for the skin than by itself. Now about what happens when beta-carotene and vitamin A in the diet chronically lacking. Not to scare, but to create a picture complete. The first thing that gives a signal is the skin. Becomes dry, rough, begins peeling. Even with normal care, small wounds heal more slowly. Many people attribute this to age, but very often it's just a shortage. Second, photoaging occurs faster. Without enough antioxidants make the skin less protected from sun. Pigment spots, dryness, early wrinkles. All this is intensified. And the third is night vision. Vitamin A is directly involved in the functioning of the retina. If you began to see noticeably in the twilight worse than before, this is one of the first signs of deficiency. The deficit does not occur within a week and it goes away in a week. It accumulates over months. The longer the body works without needed, the longer later restore. The good news is simple. 1 average carrots a day completely covers daily requirement for vitamin A. It couldn't be more accessible. Now let's talk about recipes. I'll start with the simplest and most raw or cooked, which is better. Underestimated. Carrots with butter. Daily essentials. The most effective and affordable way get beta-carotene in the right amount. It's just boiled or stewed carrots with a spoon of vegetable oil. Olive, sunflower, flaxseed. Any will do. 1 medium carrot a day is enough. That's how it works in Japan. Kitchen. Not in shock doses once a week, and in small portions daily. Because that beta-carotene does not accumulate in the body instantly. It needs time to integrate into the tissues. Regularity quantity is more important here. Carrot juice, but with a caveat. Freshly squeezed carrot, the juice contains a very high concentration beta-carotene. This is good, but it requires caution. A glass of carrot juice a day is reasonable dose. More is already excess, which is long-term use may cause carotenoderma. The skin acquires yellowish tint. It is harmless and reversible, but it looks ugly. Therefore, juice is a good addition. Juice is important. It is better not to drink on an empty stomach and always with something fatty, at least with a little. How much should you eat? Amount of sour cream or nuts. Remember about the conditions of assimilation. Carrots with sauerkraut cabbage, a folk recipe that the dishonors a vitamical explanation. Sauerkraut is rich in vitamin C. Carrots provide beta-carotene. Together, they create exactly the combination that is needed for collagen synthesis. This dish available in Russian, German, and Korean kitchen. Peoples intuitively found the right combination long before violetcherds. How were scientists able to explain why it works? Season with vegetable oil and you have one of the best natural ones, is ready skin cocktails that you can come up with a mask from available products from boiled carrots. Mash the boiled mashed carrots. Add a teaspoon honey and a teaspoon of olive oil. Apply to face for 15 to 20 minutes. Rinse off. Contraindications and precautions: warm water. Japanese and Korean women used similar formulations for centuries. Skin after such a mask becomes softer due to hydration and mild anti-inflammatory action carotenoids. Now the promised nuance for those taking the medication. If you are taking blood-thinning medications, such as warfarin or medications from high blood pressure, be careful. Not because of the carrots. Dangerous? It's not dangerous, but big amounts of vitamin K that are found in carrots may affect the action some drugs. 1 carrot in the day is completely safe for everyone. Speech, we are talking about large quantities. And here, now that you have both the mechanism and recipes, it seems that the picture is complete. Is everything clear? Eat carrots with butter every day. Add sauerkraut cabbage, sometimes make a mask. That's all. But I haven't actually said it yet, the main thing. There is something that the Japanese women do with carrots, more precisely, around carrots, which changes this whole thing, the system, radically. And this is not a recipe, this is the principle. All the recipes I described work, but they work differently for different people. And the main mistake when using the difference is not determined by the type of carrot and not by the method of preparation. It is determined by the condition of the intestines. Beta-carotene is absorbed in the thin intestines. If there is inflammation there, microflora imbalance, chronic bloating, even when cooked properly, carrots with butter will only give a small part of what could have been. This is confirmed research. Intestinal condition directly affects absorption fat-soluble substances. Japanese women eat fermented products every day. Miso, natto, pickled vegetables. A healthy gut is not the result for them. Diets. It's a habit that was formed over generations. Here it is, the real secret. It's not in the carrots themselves, but in what's next to it. Carrots with butter plus fermented foods each day. Sauerkraut, kefir, natural yogurt. That's the system. Simple, cheap, time-tested, and science. The skin is a mirror of what happens inside. No cream will correct what has been building up over the years. But 1 carrot, a spoon of oil, and a serving. Bottom line, how to get the most out of your benefits. Sauerkraut can change painting. Not in a week, but in months. It's in your refrigerator. The only question is, how often you do it, you use. Thank you for watching the video to the end. I also wanted to remind you that in the description I am attaching a video with lists of scientific research on the topic of video. You can read them if you want to get into it. Conclusion. Let's dive deeper into this topic. Until next time, friends.